everybody. Welcome to this edition of Best of the Best Businesses in Central Mass. I'm here today with Susan McGinn from Transition Connections. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure. We love to have everybody come in the office, like we were just talking about a little bit off camera, get to know our neighbors, get to know, the local community members who really play such a huge part in really what, we have to offer everyone in town. So thank you again for joining us.
Well, thank you. Thank you. This is a huge help in getting my business out there. And the services that I provide for students, young adults, who are kind of looking for what they want to do next. What do I do after high school, or what do I do if I drop out of high school? Disconnected youth is a big issue right now, especially after the pandemic. And I really want to focus on helping students prepare for post-secondary living. So part of what we do at Transition Connections is we just really help students navigate their life after high school. What do I want to do? How am I going to do it? Going to college is an option, vocational training is an option, and then there's many other options for students out there.
Yeah, actually, so, we were talking a little bit, my oldest is kind of in this soon-to-be graduating age group. He's 16, he's already telling me, I'm gonna be a junior and then it's one more year to go. He's doing the fast forward, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking with him about the fact that there are alternate paths. When I graduated high school, you went to college. If you wanted to work, you went to college. That was kind of what you did. Or a trade or something specific, but you didn't just kind of wing it, right? And now, not that you would wing it, of course, but there are more defined paths and more, you don't have to take that traditional approach to college. So can you talk about, I'm fascinated to hear a little bit more about what are some of those alternate approaches?
Sure. Well, I can start with students who are on IEPs or 504s. So students who are on IEPs, they have the transition plan built into part of their IEP. So when you fill out the vision statement for a student on an IEP, you always want to build that IEP about what their plans are for the future. So IDEA is a law that mandates that schools provide transition services for students. And I was able to get some statistics, kind of look at everything now, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. So since July of 2021, 54.4% of students aged 16 to 24 were unemployed. And that was actually down from pre-pandemic in July of 2019, where it was 56.2. So we're slowly getting back there. But some of the paths I think students are struggling with after being isolated for so long is just really getting out and re-engaging the community. And learning these incredibly valuable socialization skills, executive functioning skills, job readiness skills, things like that. So students who are on IEPs have a lot of options for what path they want to take. And in my current position, I'm actually a virtual high school teacher. I was doing it before COVID. So,
oh good, you had the edge then.
We did. We didn't skip a beat. So, I have some of my seniors who are deferring their diploma, and they're going to come back to the school and they're going to receive specific skills, pre-ETS skills, which is pre-employment transition skills, in the areas of job readiness, work readiness, soft skills, which are, really workplace basic skills that you don't see much in the schools these days. Everything is very academic. There's such a big demand on these standardized tests, and and that's a lot of work for a kid. So they need to learn these other skills.
Absolutely.
And that's where Transition Connections comes in.
That's fantastic. Well, I think it's really good, strong work that you're doing and important for the community. I didn't know that this existed until, we were kind of going through the interview list, so you've already, gained one follower.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about, kind of what made you get into this field and your path, as you said, you were doing remote learning before it was on trend, so, what kind of led you there?
Well, I've been a special education teacher for 25 years, and my first teaching job was at a vocational school, and I fell in love with my students and their shops. And you know, I would work on the academic side. I would teach a math class, and you know, a lot of people struggle with math. I mean, it's not my strength, and so I saw a lot of my students really struggle with the material. And then I'd go down to auto tech, and I would watch them magically fix this car without batting an eye, and I'd think, this is great. You know, this kid is going to go on. He's going to earn more money than I do. He's going to be successful. He's going to have an employable skill.
Yeah.
And not all students are cut out to go to college, and that's okay.
Yeah.
College is great for some kids, but for others there needs to be an additional option, or maybe, you know, like a gap year to kind of learn a little bit more before they go to college.
Absolutely.
You know, I talk about executive functioning skills, just like, you know, I know I'm a big procrastinator, like getting things organized and prioritizing and things like that, that you really need to practice every single day. And I know we lost a lot of that in the pandemic.
Right, we all did, right.
Oh,
it was
big
like,
time.
how do I smile? I don't, you know, you stop smiling at people because you're wearing the mask, you know, how do you even know?
I know.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. So we're relearning those skills, all of us together, but you know, certainly it's helpful to, as a young adult, we're just getting started, not knowing how to get started, right? To have resources to turn to. Great. So is there anything that you would want sort of the general public to know that they don't know, whether it's about, you know, the company or just, you know, the services in general, something that might be, you know, unexpected or?
Well, we're very individualized. You know, every student, every family is different. So, you know, part of what we work on is really building a student's what we call self-determination, and their ability to make decisions based on what they feel, what they want, their culture, their relationships, and really building around that. So, you know, we do a variety of interest inventories and things like that. And then kind of look at paths. What do you want to do? What are some of your long-term, short-term goals? You want to get a driver's license? Do you need accommodations for that? How do we go about doing that? So just little things like that that I've learned over the years how to plug in to the community. I feel could really help some parents and students who may be struggling looking for that.
Great. And if a parent or a student or both wants to reach out to you, we'll put the contact information along the bottom of the screen. Would you recommend they start at your website for more information?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Great. So again, we'll have that info at the bottom. Definitely reach out. I will be reaching out for sure to learn all kinds of new information that will hopefully help my child in his transition, and definitely reach out if your children need help in theirs. Thank you again for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Awesome, nice job.
Thank you.
So we'll cut that intro and